From the day you were old enough to understand money, you were likely told one simple rule: stay out of debt. Your parents, your teachers, every so-called financial expert on television repeated the same mantra: get a good job, save your money, never, ever borrow. They told you debt was dangerous, that it was a trap, that it would lead to a life of struggle and worry. They meant well. They wanted you to be safe. But what they taught you was the financial advice for the poor and the middle class, not the rich. They taught you to play a game you could never win, a game designed to keep you working for money your entire life. The truth is, the rich don't follow these rules. In fact, they do the exact opposite. While you were taught to fear debt, they were taught to use it. They understand that there are two kinds of debt, and one of them is the most powerful tool for building wealth ever created. The rich love debt. They use it to buy assets that put money in their pockets every single month. They use other people's money, specifically the bank's money, to get richer faster than anyone saving their pennies could ever dream of. This isn't a secret trick. It's a fundamental principle the wealthy have understood for generations. Think about it. The government encourages the use of debt. Not all debt is created equal. This is the first and most critical lesson you must learn. The reason the advice to avoid debt is so common: most people only ever experience one kind of debt. Bad debt. This is the debt that makes you poorer. It's the high-interest credit card balance for a new television. It's a fancy dinner. It's a vacation you couldn't really afford. It's the car loan for a depreciating vehicle that loses thousands the second you drive it off the lot. Bad debt is borrowed money used to purchase liabilities, things that take money out of your pocket. This type of debt is a trap. It's a weight that pulls you down. It consumes your monthly income with interest payments. It leaves you with less money to live on or invest. Interest rates are often punishingly high. They're designed to keep you paying for years. They make banks and credit card companies rich at your expense. When people say they're drowning in debt, this is what they mean. They're caught in a cycle of borrowing to consume. The more they consume, the more they must work to pay for the past. Good debt, on the other hand, is the secret weapon of the rich. Good debt is money you borrow to acquire an asset, something that puts money into your pocket. It's debt someone else helps pay off for you. For example, take out a mortgage to buy a rental property. Your tenant's rent covers the mortgage, taxes, insurance, and it still leaves you with a profit. You use the bank's money to buy an asset. Your tenant is paying off the loan for you. You collect the cash flow. The property appreciates in value. This is how you get rich. The distinction is simple but essential. Does the debt finance an asset that generates income? Or does it finance a liability that creates expenses? A business loan that boosts profits or a degree that increases earnings can be good debt. The rich actively seek opportunities to take on good debt. They don't use their own money if they don't have to. They use the bank's. Leverage is one of the most powerful words in the vocabulary of the rich. In financial terms, leverage simply means using borrowed capital to increase the potential return of an investment. In simpler terms, it means using other people's money, OPM, to make yourself rich. The middle class is taught to work hard, save money, and invest their own cash. This is a slow, difficult path. Like trying to build a skyscraper with a shovel. The rich use the financial equivalent of heavy machinery. They use leverage to control large, valuable assets with very little of their own money down. Let's look at a simple example. Say you have $20,000 to invest. You could buy $20,000 worth of stocks. If the stock market goes up by 10%, your investment is now worth $22,000. You made $2,000. Now, a rich person uses that same $20,000 as a down payment on a $100,000 rental. That's 5-to-1 leverage, controlling a $100K asset. If that property's value increases by 10%, it's worth $110,000. The gain is $10,000, a 50% return on your cash compared to 10% in stocks. You are magnifying returns with the bank's money, and you're not the one paying the bank back. Your tenant does. You get the cash flow, the tax breaks, the appreciation, the loan paydown, all with minimal capital. This is how fortunes are built in a few years, not a few decades. Of course, leverage is a double-edged sword. Just as it can magnify gains, it can magnify losses. A 10% drop on a 100K property is a 10K loss on your 20K. Which is why financial education is paramount. The rich don't borrow blindly. They analyze deals, study numbers, understand markets, manage risk, and buy assets that produce positive cash flow from day one, protecting them from downturns. Fear of leverage is a lack of financial education. Mastery of leverage is the gateway to wealth. There is no better asset class for learning and applying the principles of good debt than real estate. The entire system favors the educated investor who knows leverage. Banks are more willing to lend for real estate because the property itself is solid collateral. You can't get a 30-year, low-interest loan to buy stocks or gold, but you can for a duplex. The strategy is simple. First, you hunt for a deal, not a house. You're looking for numbers that make sense. Find a property where potential rent is significantly higher than total expenses. Mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, plus repairs and vacancies. The difference is your cash flow. Profit that goes into your pocket every month. A good deal provides positive cash flow from day one. Once you find the deal, you use the bank's money to buy it, putting down a small percentage, 20 or 25%, to control 100% of the asset. From then on, the asset works 4 ways. First, monthly cash flow. Second, loan paydown increases equity. Third, appreciation over time. Fourth, tax advantages like depreciation that can shelter cash flow. Money flows from bank to property. Tenant pays rent to investor and bank. Investor equity grows. Buy one, stabilize it, let cash flow and equity build. Refinance to pull out equity, tax-free because it's a loan, and buy the next. Maria started with a small duplex. She can use this strategy to own a 4-plex, then an 8-unit, then 16. Her portfolio and passive income grow exponentially, all funded by good debt. This isn't a get-rich-quick scheme, it is a get-rich-for-sure plan for those with the right education. The principles of using good debt are not limited to real estate. They are just as powerful, if not more so, in business. An entrepreneur relying only on profits is like a race car driver who refuses to refuel. They will be passed by competitors who use debt as high-octane fuel for expansion. Smart owners don't fear debt. They use it to scale faster and capture market share. They borrow to make more money. Imagine a small bakery famous for artisanal bread, selling out daily, owner working 14-hour days. They could save for years to open a second shop, or write a solid plan, get a loan, buy a larger oven, hire staff, and open 2 new locations. The increased revenue would cover the loan payments and generate significant profit. This is the difference between an S-quadrant mindset and a B-quadrant mindset. The self-employed owns a job. The business owner owns a system that grows. Debt is a key component of that system. Companies use loans to invest in R&D, to launch major marketing campaigns, to buy inventory in bulk, or to acquire competitors, always aiming for returns far greater than the interest cost. A bank won't lend to a poorly managed business with no growth plan. Lenders want profitability, a strong balance sheet, and a clear projection for how the loan increases revenue. Preparing for a loan forces critical thinking about operations and strategy. Successful owners master the language of finance, profit and loss, cash flow statements, balance sheets. Because that's the language banks speak. They use debt not as a crutch, but as a rocket booster. The fear of debt is deeply ingrained in the poor and the middle class. This fear is not irrational. It's born from painful experience and generations of cautionary tales. Most people have only ever been exposed to bad debt. Friends and family buried under credit cards, struggling with student loans for degrees that didn't pay off, even repossessions. They've felt the stress of owing money they can't pay back. For them, debt equals pain, servitude, financial ruin. So avoiding it seems logical. This mindset is reinforced by mainstream advice. Debt is dumb. Cut up your cards. Pay off your mortgage early. Live a life of frugal sacrifice. It protects from bad debt, but builds a mental wall against good debt. like telling someone never to go near water because they might drown, without teaching them how to swim. Schools teach you to be a good employee, not an investor or entrepreneur. Get a secure job and steady paycheck to pay bills, and maybe save a little. The goal is stability, not freedom. Taking a big loan to buy an asset with vacancies or repairs feels terrifying compared to the perceived safety of a bi-weekly paycheck. People become addicted to the security of a W-2, avoiding the calculated risks required to build real wealth. Breaking free from fear is the biggest hurdle. It requires a paradigm shift. Reject old advice. Embrace new rules. Security comes not from a job, but from a portfolio of income-generating assets, built fastest with good debt. Education reduces fear. The more you learn to analyze deals and control risk, the more debt looks like what it is: a tool. While good debt is powerful, debt becomes toxic if used improperly. The line between brilliance and catastrophe is drawn with knowledge and discipline. The rich are not reckless gamblers. They are meticulous risk managers who read warning signs before it's too late. Debt turns dangerous when used to fund consumption, a lifestyle you can't afford, luxury cars on long loans, maxed cards for non-essentials. Your asset column stagnates while liabilities explode. You're borrowing from your future to pay for your present, creating negative cash flow that's hard to break. Another red flag is high-interest debt, credit cards, payday loans, hard money. The cost of capital can make profit nearly impossible. The rich seek low-interest, long-term, often government-backed debt, like conventional mortgages. A few percentage points can be the difference between cash flow and a nightmare. If the cost of debt eats all your profit, it's a bad deal. No matter how attractive the asset seems, debt is perilous when you have no cash reserves. That's over-leverage. One vacancy or a roof repair and you miss payments. Foreclosure follows. The rich always maintain liquidity with reserves for 6 months or more to weather any storm. To use debt effectively and safely, you need a clear set of rules. These are commandments, your guide and risk management system. 1. Thou shalt only borrow for assets. Never use debt to buy liabilities. 2. Thou shalt know thy cash flow. The numbers must work before you sign. 3. Thou shalt keep thy payments low. Avoid short-term loans with balloon payments. 4. Thou shalt seek low-interest debt. Favorable terms matter more than the asset. 5. Thou shalt maintain an emergency fund. Start with 6 months of expenses. 6. Thy tenant or customer shall pay thy debt. 7. Thou shalt understand all terms, rate, length, fees, penalties. 8. Thou shalt not put all thy eggs in one basket. Diversify over time. 9. Thou shalt partner with experts: agent, mortgage broker, accountant, property manager. 10. Thou shalt start small, but start. Find a small, simple deal that cash flows. The education from one real deal beats years of just reading books. The journey from being a debtor to using debt strategically is a journey of education. Debt is a tool, nothing more and nothing less. In untrained hands, it's dangerous. In educated hands, it's a powerful instrument for wealth. The primary difference between the rich and everyone else is not money. It's knowledge about how money works. The rich understand the rules and use them, including debt, to their advantage. You can do the same. The advice to stay out of debt is advice to stay in the financial slow lane, to remain a spectator in the game of wealth creation. While it may keep you safe from some pain, it also guarantees you won't reach financial freedom. Replace fear with knowledge. Learn the language: cash flow, leverage, assets, liabilities, return on investment. Your next move isn't to rush for a loan. It's to invest in your financial mind. Read books, attend seminars, network with successful investors, analyze hundreds of deals, learn to spot the good from the bad. Practice until it's second nature. Don't let outdated rules dictate your destiny. Debt is not to be feared, but understood and mastered. Make the decision to stop playing defense and start playing offense. Do not avoid debt blindly. Do not borrow blindly. Learn the rules, make a plan, and start using debt to build the life of abundance you deserve. Your financial future depends on it.